The wondrous travels of Jugon Aflydat, a journey through Starfield. Log 2, Cretins on Kreet. We leave the frontier and set out to explore the planet Kreet. It is night time and the planet appears empty and barren, with only a few plants scattered around. The problem is that I am not really equipped for a fight against armed space pirates. I have 9 bullets left in my Ian pistol and some rifle magazines, but those are hardly going to help. I could never shoot with such heavy weapons. Pistols have always been effective enough for me in the rare situations where I have needed them. At the same time, there is not much else we can do to change the situation. Those pirates have to be dealt with. I'll have to improvise, as I always do. And this time, I have Vasco with me. He seems fearless, and I bet he can deliver some painful blows. I also see that he has tubes on his arms that look like incorporated lasers. It's not all lost yet. We'll soon see how we manage, so we head down the hill to the lab. A stony path leads down to the research lab. Any alien life forms we encounter along the way scatter when they see us. Even the huge Kreet stalker flees when it sees Vasco approaching. When we arrive at the lab, the first thing we do is explore the outsides to see if there are any sentries or useful items to collect before we enter. Sadly, there isn't much to be found outside, just a med pack. So we head inside the complex. The entry hall is deserted and a complete mess. As Vasco points out, the equipment looks like it belongs to the United Colonies, which is strange because we are in Freestar space. Technically, the equipment should therefore bear their logos, but they don't. What is going on here? There isn't much of value for me to find here, so we head up the stairs at the back. I come across a heat leech and take it out. Those things are everywhere, feeding on the heat of electrical equipment and causing a drop in power levels. Sometimes they even suck the power dry, yet nobody has been able to figure out where they come from. We walk through some offices and pick things up here and there. Further up, we stumble upon a gruesome sight. A dead scientist lies mangled and frozen stiff on the floor. To me, it doesn't look like the work of pirates. It looks more like the work of animals, or perhaps heat leeches. I search the body for clues, but I can't find anything except for a few credits. Despite how immoral it seems, I take them. He won't need them anymore, and I certainly will. There is still no trace of the pirates, so we continue onwards. I stop to eat and drink in front of a door. It's important to stay hydrated and fed, even in space, before I open the door. The next room is a messy kitchen, and I can hear voices inside. It's the Crimson Fleet. It looks like there's going to be a fight once we are through the next door, and it won't be possible to do that quietly. I take a deep breath and open the cafeteria door. The 3 pirates inside notice right away that we have arrived. I need to improve my sneaking skills, but Vasco and I can easily take them out. They have ammo, but nothing else of interest. In the toilet, however, I find some valuable antibiotics. I take a Kraken gun from one of the bodies and head upstairs to the living area. In the upstairs corridor, I hear at least 2 pirates playing back a recording from the station. Apparently, a Terramorph escaped when the scientist ran the place. That would explain the carnage and the dead scientist downstairs. The destruction here is so extensive that I don't believe the pirates could have caused it. I slowly make my way through the first room, Living 01, which is on the left. There are no pirates, but I find a computer that I can use to access some files. Perhaps I can figure out exactly what happened here. The story seems quite straightforward though. UC captures a beast, the beast escapes, and UC dies. The usual story. But was it a terramorph? My suspicions have been confirmed. The owner of the computer was part of the UC Xeno Warfare Division, where they attempted to exploit alien fauna for military purposes, a venture which ended in disaster, as everyone knows. While examining the logs of someone called Wynn, I read that this laboratory was used to test species that had been captured and brought in by UC Marines. However, it seems that their trials weren't very successful. Nevertheless, Wynn was promoted and was due to be relocated to a better facility. So I'm still unsure why the station was destroyed while scientists were present. Apparently, a similar effort was made by the Freestar side, so it was an arms race. The side that could use the aliens for their own purposes first would win the war. I leave the room and head to the break room. There is still some edible food lying around. Those UC battle packs are indestructible. Things are scattered everywhere, destroyed and mangled. Did those fools really think they could defeat a space beast and use it for their own purposes? Incredible. I find some bandages and follow the hallway to the storage room. However, when I try to enter, I realize that it is inaccessible due to the furniture piled up on the other side. So I continue to Lab 01 instead. I have a bad premonition when I enter the room. Something bad has happened here. This must be where I heard the pirates talking earlier. Vasco is walking beside me. His footsteps are heavy, but I'm glad he's here. Two pirates are crouching to the left of the door. I manage to take one out before the other realizes what's happening. Then the shooting starts from all directions. We're even being shot at from above. We take cover behind the door and assume defensive positions. With pirates like this, you can usually wait and let their bloodlust make them take risks. We manage to take them out almost unscathed. Vasco does most of the heavy lifting himself with his lasers, while my Ian takes care of the rest. Then we look around the laboratory. It's easy to see what has happened here. The lab is built around a large shattered glass cage, and the room is filled with dead scientists. We search for useful information and items to take with us. There are 6 bodies on the lower level, as well as at least 2 smaller cages containing dead alien life forms. I wonder if the creature that has escaped from the large cage and caused chaos is still alive and nearby. It's hard to say, because I haven't seen any large alien corpses yet. I find another computer and more logs of Wynn. Apparently, they have tamed and tried to control a species called arthropods, though they seem to call them stalkers. Was that what they kept in the big cage? Apparently, a unit called the Red Devils was training with the arthropods and achieving good results on the battlefield, whatever that means. I head upstairs to have a look around, then move to the next doorway, located just above the entryway on the far left of the room. I find a side lab where they appear to have been dissecting leeches, so perhaps the one I shot earlier escaped from this lab. I grab whatever medical supplies I can find and move on. I count 4 more bodies of scientists lying around on the top floor. I collect all the supplies I can find next to the pharmaceutical laboratory at the far end before moving on to the room labeled Research 02. I overhear the pirate's boss telling them over the facility's communication interface to be careful of an intruder while he is camping out on the roof. That coward. He lets the grunts do the dirty work while he is sunbathing on the roof. But they know now I am here. Vasco and I quickly take care of the 3 pirates inside, then search the rest of the research lab. I pick the lock on a door and find a safe containing meager loot and another computer that seems to contain more data about the lab. In those logs, Wynne writes about a successful mission involving the Red Devils and the Stalkers against an alleged illegal freestar colony called Vesta. Thanks to a combination of Marines and Stalkers from the Xeno Warfare Project, the UC wiped out 93% of the population there. This is explained here. The mission was apparently seen as an immense success, and there were reportedly other successful missions involving the Stalkers too. Once they had enough Stalkers on the ground, development of the Stalkers ceased and Phase 2, called Pet Shop, was initiated. Lovely. The last entry is about heat leeches and how they feed on the heat emitted by thrusters. Apparently, there were 11 of them in the lab, and they were being developed as a weapon to either disable a ship or transfer heat to it. There are no details about Operation Pet Shop, but I would guess that, after the Stalkers, they attempted to tame a terramorph, which subsequently escaped. This arrogance of science would not surprise me at all. There are 2 more dead scientists, but other than that, there is not much else to see, so we head upstairs to the office. I thought the project manager, Hayden Wynne, had been transferred, but I was wrong. His frozen body is lying under the desk. It seems he sank with his ship. No more glory or promotions for him. There is an emergency slate which confirms my suspicions. They tried to tame a terramorph, but it escaped. What were they thinking? Apparently, they lost track of it, and it looks like it overpowered them all, including the security detail that was sent after it. I don't feel too sorry for them at this point. Wynne finally provides a detailed account of the terramorph they had captured at the computer next to the log. A squad of 8 took it down, but only 2 of them survived and made it here with the terramorph. It escaped when they tried to equip it with the neural control interface to synchronize with it and take control over it. How anyone thought this was a good idea is beyond me. However, I have now unraveled what happened here and why the lab was abandoned and is now infested with pirates. An empty nest always attracts scum. The storage room with the upstairs ladder appears to be the last room before we step outside again. There is another scientist on the floor. As we approach, a heat leech suddenly jumps at us, scaring me to death. However, it crawls right back into its pod when I try to dispose of it. Vasco smashes the pod and the heat leech is gone. I found 4 of the 11 that should be here, but they're only minor nuisances at this point. There is a safe in the storage room, so I try to force open the lock. Inside the safe is Wynne's final log. He knew they were all done for and that his last moments had come. I hope I won't encounter that creature, but if it was in this facility, it doesn't seem to be here anymore. I hope. The safe itself contains credits and a rare book. Once again, I love books. I pick up every one I can find, and I've already searched the entire facility for them. My goal is to have the biggest book collection in space. Finally, we climb the ladder. We'll probably face the pirate overlord we've come to take out, so that Vectera can finally be safe again. Or as safe as anything can be in the universe. I take a Heart Plus to boost my strength and climb the ladder. It won't do any harm if it doesn't help. Let's go! One last surprise awaits before we can face the pirate leader. A chest containing medical supplies and 2,000 credits. We come face to face with the leader. He introduces himself as Brogan. The fact that I made it through his guards unharmed is probably why he wants to talk to me instead of shooting me right away. He seems to know Barrett and was expecting him instead of me. But actually, those pirates only want my ship, no matter who's flying it. That's why they were attacking me. They were never interested in the artifact. They probably don't even know about it. That's good news. Lynn, Heather and Barrett are safe. For now. Let's see if I can talk my way out of this now. According to Brogan, there is a legend surrounding the frontier, which claims that its cargo hold contains treasures from 100 different planets. However, Vasco claims that there is nothing of the sort in the holds, a statement which the pirates do not believe. The artifact is probably the only valuable thing on that ship, but we don't know what it is or if it has any real value yet. I will try to persuade the pirate to let us go. If not, it will be 2 of us against 3 of them. However, I managed to convince him that the ship contains nothing of value. It seems that he doesn't consider the ship itself valuable either. He lets us go, but only after issuing a threat. I checked the roof for useful items, but aside from a medical pack and some ammunition, there is nothing. We leave and head back to the frontier. Vasco says that we can finally go to Constellation's headquarters, so I plot the course on the ship's computer and we set off again. New Atlantis, here we come. Will we reach New Atlantis safely? What will the capital city of the United Colonies have in store for us? And what is that mysterious constellation all about? Find out in the next episode of The Wondrous Travels of Jugon Aflydat, a journey through Starfield. Until then, have a nice day and take care.